Hello, I'm John Fox on channel John West, and I'm having a quantum break adventure. But, while I was playing the game, I was doing the levels and all that, and suddenly I hit a television episode. It's just all live action for 20 minutes, and I thought, well, I can't really record myself watching that. That wouldn't fall under fair use, would it? Well, it might do if I was talking on top, but I don't want to risk that sort of thing. So what I thought I'd do is I'd just do this quick and dirty review and just chuck it in between the episodes. Hopefully that will suffice. So this is a review for the first episode of the Quantum Break series, but it might not make sense if you haven't watched the television, the game episodes first. But I'll quickly explain the storyline. Jack Joyce is some guy. He's got a brother and a friend who are kind of scientists working in time travel. He's invited back by his friend Paul Serene to view this experiment, and time breaks, and then his brother turns up, who's the guy from The Hobbit. No, he's not the guy from The Hobbit. He's the guy from Lord of the Rings, and he's in Lost and lots of other things. Anyway, and he says, "Oh, I told you time would break. Oh, God damn it!" And then Monarch soldiers just start shooting at us, and then a future version of Paul Serene turns up, and he's like, "I'm the leader of Monarch," and we kill loads of people, by the way. Just Jack Joyce. I keep calling him James Joyce. I think it's Jack Joyce. We shoot a lot of people, and we have magical time powers now. But we do eventually get caught and shoved into a fan by Monarch. So, right before this, we get a choice from, as Paul Serene, how to deal with this. Because this is a massive incident. There was already a kind of rally going on because Monarch were going to take down the library. They were going to blow it up. And I guess it did end up happening eventually. But because they had to sort of handle witnesses and stuff. So, as Paul Serene, I got to choose what approach I get to take, the hardline or the PR approach. And because he's got magical time powers, he gets to kind of see what they're like. But I chose PR. I thought that was the smarter decision. And so the episode afterwards takes place immediately after that decision. So the episode starts out with Hatch and AmyFerraro, and we're going to let her go because I chose to take the PR approach. But Hatch is forcing her, basically blackmailing her into blaming the entire incident on Joyce. So yeah, but at least we don't kill her. We meet Charlie. I think he's called Charlie. He's a hacker extraordinaire with his computer hacker powers, and he's going to hack into the news anchor. Well, he did in the episode, and he's going to blackmail him so the story can proceed. They keep saying Transpo. I don't know if that's some sort of lingo or something, but they don't say transport. They say Transpo. And I'm not sure what's up with that. Apparently Joyce has escaped. I think that technically happened right before the episode started. But that means there's a traitor in Monarch. And Charlie, the hacker guy, he's tasked with tracking down who the traitor is and finding Joyce as well. We get to meet Liam Burke. He's the lead agent. And he's a bit stressed. Bit of a sloppy job, apparently. But he's sent home, and we get to meet him and his lovely wife. And we go, "Oh, they're a lovely couple. He's not really a bad guy. Oh." We also get to see that he's got an Alan Wake book. So, nice little Easter egg. Big fan of Alan Wake, I was. And does this mean... Because Alan Wake wrote... Hang on. How does that work? Oh, yeah, it wasn't an Alan Wake book about Alan Wake. It was The Sudden Stop. But that does mean that Alan Wake exists in the Quantum Break universe. I'm not sure how that works. But, because that makes it a very strange universe. So, I'm going to be honest here. The stutter effects look better in the game, obviously, because you can do sort of 3D weird effects. In the episode, it's just sort of triangles on top of normal scenes that have been recorded normally, and some of the episodes, well, I say some of the episodes, I've only seen one. The episode suffers a bit from looking a bit CG at times. It's fine, it's just a little bit. We get to see that Hatch is a little bit at odds with Serene. Serene wants to track down Joyce at all costs, and Hatch is very concerned about the traitor. But Paul Serene, reminds him that even though Hatch is the public CEO of Monarch Solutions, that Paul Serene is the real leader around here. You better remember that. We get to see the PR campaign in action, and there's a neat little scene where some guy says, "Somebody solved the equation," which is nice. If you hadn't seen me play the game, I solved the equation. Well, Jack's brother, or Joyce's brother, Will, solved the equation, but I chose to do it. So, and that's affected the episode, just in a little way, and I guess the effects are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, depending on what ripples I find. It seems our hacker friend has a weakness for beautiful women who just lets into the IT room, and he gets there's a conversation, and they're friends and stuff. But he gets invited to a party. That's very awkward. I get the feeling he's not invited to many parties. So Burke does find the traitor. He was given directions by Charlie, and he finds out it's Beth, and they have a bit of a standoff, right? But then a time stutter happens, and Joyce is gone. And the stutter is pretty cool, because in the game, the stutter is everyone freezes and you get to walk around. But to them, it's just they suddenly don't have guns anymore, which I just thought was really neat, even though that's actually very easy to record. But I don't know, yeah, I just thought it was a nice touch. So Beth explains that the stutters are getting worse and worse. They are in a part of the city where it's closer to where the initial accident happened. But yes, the stutters are getting worse, and it's going to end the world. It's going to end time itself, which Beth is very concerned about. And Liam, that's his name, right? He should be concerned about it too. But the thing she's most concerned about is that Monarch's actually been preparing for this for like 17 years. I think it's 17 years. Well, years to Beth. And they've got this thing called the lifeboat protocol. I think it's that. And she's a bit worried. How did Monarch know about this? How did she know it was going to happen? What else is going on? And she thinks that Joyce is the key. We need to have a conversation with Joyce. I've seen enough of these programs to know that's probably not going to fix everything, suddenly having that conversation. But whatever. Joyce is the key. And so Liam Burke, he's like, I'm a bit confused, but okay. Unfortunately, this is when mooks come in. They go, mooks. Hey, what are you doing with the traitor? And even though they could just say, we caught him, we found him, he's right there, there's a big misunderstanding, and the two agents just end up just beating up all the mooks, even though they're other Monarch guys. Even though there's got to be, I'm sure they outrank them, but whatever. They fight the mooks off. It's an action scene, very exciting. So obviously Liam's a bit confused, but now he's just accidentally beating up a load of mooks. He's going to have to let Beth go for the time being and keep the secret. Unfortunately, the hacker guy, Charlie, he's got cameras everywhere, and he just so happens to have a camera feed on only the dude, only Liam. So now he's like, oh, well, Liam's the traitor. I better go tell everyone. It's at that point that Liam gets back. It must have taken Charlie a while to find that out, and he's like, he wants to track down Joyce, and he's got a lead. He thinks he needs to hack in somewhere, and Charlie's the hacker, right? So he needs Charlie to help him. Unfortunately, Charlie thinks he's a traitor, so shenanigans happens, and well, Liam's now on the run. Suddenly there's spots everywhere, 50, 60 spots chasing him down. There's an exciting car chase. That's what they're chasers, right? They don't do anything else. There isn't like an exciting car building scene. No, it's a car chase scene, and lots of fighting, lots of action. If I'm going to be honest, there's lots of quick cutting in the action scenes. Not too much, but more than I normally like, especially because in a computer game there's no cutting because I'm seeing everything, right? But suddenly when there's fighting in the TV series, it's suddenly, and then we see from a different scene. I'm not. I am complaining. That's a nitpick, right? It's just a nitpick. But so yeah, the rest of the episode is just Liam on the run, and Liam Burke, that's his name, and he's eventually caught after like 5 minutes of fighting people and punching and driving. But yes, that's the end of the episode. But what did I think about the episode, right? This is a review. I had to explain what happened before I can review it. Otherwise, it kind of make no sense, I guess. But I liked it. I am a big fan of Sam Lake. I'm a big fan of Remedy Entertainment. I liked Alan Wake and the first two Max Payne games. The third one does not exist, nor does the film. So I knew he could write. But yeah, I think it really works really well. The TV series aspect. It's nice seeing from the villains' perspective. It's nice seeing that they're not just cartoonish villains swirling their mustache. Paul is trying to save the world. He's seen the end, right? He's seen how it's going to end, and he thinks that this is necessary. That's really cool. If you've seen things like, what's it called? Not Fast Forward. What's that series called? Flash Forwards, right? It's much closer to Flash Forwards than it is to something like the sci-fi series 12 Monkeys, which is bloody awful, by the way, but I did try and watch that. So, I mean, the effects are much nicer. I mean, you could argue it's better than Flash Forward, but I'd have to see it all before I could make that judgment call. But it would work. It would work as a standalone series. You don't need to have played the game to watch it. It does kind of, you get all the information you need. And if you skipped the episodes and just played the game, I think that'd work. I'd need to finish the entire game to make that judgment, but it feels like that. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I was really happy with it. That's my review. I hope that was good. I'm gonna let you go. I've got a game to play, but I've been John Fox on Channel John West. I've been having a Quantum Break adventure, but I've been reviewing. I'll see you guys next time.